2:15 rows back. Green flag back in the air. We're back underway at Eldora.
Dave Blaney does an awesome job getting up in front of Austin Dillon.
Blaney will hang on to second. Austin Dillon running third. Right behind him, Ryan Newman in the 34. Timothy Peters trying to hold on to the fifth spot. Once again, we see him all the way from the inside wall all the way to the outside wall.
How about Bubba Wallace driving by Jared Landers on the outside in that 54 truck?
Bubba's another guy like Timothy Peters, lap after lap, better and better. Now he's challenging for a top 5 spot
With zero dirt track experience.
Oh, they're 4 wide down into 3.
Matt Craft is continuing to try to make the bottom of the racetrack work for him. Kyle Larson now has his hands full as Dave Blaney looks to the inside for just a moment to see if he could take a glimpse of that lead spot.
What about that kid, Kyle Larson? He said, I'm too tight, work on my truck. He was driving away from everybody. I'm not trying to listen to him. I know he's smart, but you work on your truck too much when it's that good, you might mess it up.
4 wide at the exit of turn 4. Ty Dillon, the 3 truck on the inside.
And Schrader, we've got a smoker, the 84. Smoking as he was going into turn number 1. We'll see if that creates any more problems.
Looks like an engine issue for
him.
Yeah, definitely off the pace.
Dropping down to the inside of the track and probably will make the hard left turn. We'll see.
Matt Craft is trying to force his way to the outside line, and he's been able to do it in front of the 18 of Joey Coulter.
Sliding up the racetrack on the right side of your screen, the battle for the 9th position. Battle for the lead on the left.
Busher into the outside wall, trying to race with Kenny Schrader. Schrader down to the bottom of the track. He's lost a line of ground since this restart. Can't get up to the high side.
Kyle Larson continuing to run the high line. Dave Blaney continues to check just inside that left rear quarter panel.
I don't think Blaney could have kept up with Larson in that first segment, but he's all over him right now. It'll be interesting to see how these trucks change as the laps wear on. The track, like Tony Stewart said, will continue to evolve. It'll continue to change. These teams have to stay on top of it.
Kyle Larson running right up against the wall. Dave Blaney about a half a line below, and now Austin Dillon has closed the gap between he and second.
Remember, Austin Dillon started all the way back in the 19th spot. Really doing a nice job. He has Ryan Newman now right behind him in the 34 truck.
Nose to tail, your top 7. Kyle Larson continuing to run that high line. We'll see when the 19 will try the low line as he's got pressure behind him from Austin Dillon.
Looks like the 19 is really loose, Phil. He's sideways more than Dillon or Larson, and that gives Dillon the chance to run down on the bottom.
Dillon looks to the inside for second. Falls back in line behind Blaney. That's Dave Blaney, father to Ryan Blaney, also in the field.
Remember, there's no guarantee that the changes these teams made is going to help, but they will be able to undo that at the next segment break if they need to.
And the twist that's thrown into this thing, Phil, is the track changes. So you change your truck. If your truck goes bad, you don't know whether the change hurt it or the track conditions hurt it.
And that became one of the strategies that these teams have got to figure out, the communication between driver and crew chief. Johnny Sauter, Ty Dillon, battling for the 10th spot.
Side by side, Dillon couldn't make any progress in the first 60 laps, just settled in at 13th spot, and now he's racing for top 10 against Johnny Sauter.
He's done it the hard way. He's been down on the bottom so much of this racetrack trying to make something happen.
Oh, look at Sauter.
Right into the side of the 98.
Outside.
That's Ty Dillon slamming into the 98.
Remember that happened in our heat race.
Clear quick. 80 right on. Still clear.
These two got into it after the heat race. They talked, they discussed, but we also heard the 98 say, I can remember and I will remember what he did to me on the track. They continue to race door to door. Bob Diller.
Ty Dillon up to 4th in points, riding a streak of 3 top 5s in the last 5 races. And he said, I have a very quick truck, but the problem is when he runs up top, he's very loose. But when he goes to the bottom, like he did to get by Johnny Sauter there to break into the top 10, he's really tight. So Ty Dillon trying to climb his way to the front of the field. He loves dirt races, would love to win here at Eldora.
Yeah, Bob, an impressive night so far for Bubba Wallace. We talked about no dirt experience prior to this weekend, but he's up to 7th on that pit stop.
He's a little bit tight on entry. He put 4 tires and made a left rear shock adjustment. It looks like it's all working out. Very impressive so far for Bubba Wallace.
Poor Hermie, you're right. He started back in the 17th position, had a solid top 10 run now, running ahead of Jared Landers, and an accomplished dirt track racer.
We also heard Ty Dillon talk about how fast the truck he had. Man, he's driven away from Johnny Sauter in that crowd once he grabbed that spot. I agree with Ty Dillon. He made the pass down on the bottom, and he's driving toward the front.
So Johnny bounced off the wall pretty hard when we were looking back through the 3 truck of Ty Dillon.
Austin Dillon in the 39 seems as though he was being held up by the 19 of Dave Blaney, was always on the back bumper and just hasn't been able to make the pass. Now we've got teammates running door to door. Yeah, he wrapped it on the inside of Johnny Sauter.
Talked about Sauter getting into that outside wall. Crafton's been down on the inside of his teammates, can't do anything with him. And look behind him, side by side, here comes Ron Hornaday trying to join that battle.
Talked about a grandpa being able to run well here. Well, Ron Hornaday is a grandfather.
Look at Schrader. He's going to try to get around Busher. Good run off the turn by Schrader. He had a bad restart, but now he's starting to rebound.
Schrader all the way back into the 14th spot. He will try to take the 13th position away from Hornaday.
See right behind him, that blue truck, that's Ryan Blaney. He is 1 lap down. He is in position right now for the free pass. He wants to stay there. He's trying to move forward.
We need a friendly caution for Ryan Blaney if he wants to join the battle for this win like his father's doing right now. And man, if this glob racing for the 12th spot don't give us a caution, I don't know if we'll ever get one.
Kyle Larson out in front to start the 2nd segment of the Mud Summer Classic, and he has led every lap